Hello viewers, welcome to my Doctor Who themed YouTube channel, Who Ventures. We are reviewing Class Episode 5. I'm probably going to have a break after I film this video. And then we'll come back another time this weekend for the last 3 episodes. But let's review Episode 5. So this is a continuation of Episode 4. April and Ram are in the Shadowken underworld. And April's gone all Buffy now. She's doing a Buffy trying to kill the king of the Shadowken so she gets her heart back. Then the headmaster, there's organisation called Ever Upward Reach taking over Coal Hill. I wish they hadn't. I really wish it was just still like Clara's Coal Hill, just a normal school, not just this soulless copy of the Buffy school. Coal Hill, Clara's time was so much more interesting and fun and British. This is just boring and rubbish. Now we have the headmaster's talking to Quill and about trying to keep the school safe. And then Quill says, "Are you from UNIT?" And that just felt like, oh, by the way, this is a spin-off of Doctor Who. Let's just put a UNIT mention in just to justify that this is a spin-off. And justify the fact that we plucked a ready-made fan base and then using Doctor Who's name to try and get a ready-made fan base for a show that has pretty much got no continuation from Doctor Who at all. Quill and the headmaster, there's the flowers, and apparently the Shadowken can kill these flowers. Anyway, Shadowken live in the underneath, so Xander and Willow kind of thing, with Ram and April stuck in the Shadowken world. And then this bit confused me, said, "Come on, Frodo, no, it's some old book my dad read." It's like, what year are we meant to be in with this Coal Hill? I don't understand what year it is set in, because these kids don't know about Lord of the Rings. So it can't be set in 2016. It must be set like really far in the future, because how could they not know Lord of the Rings? It doesn't make any sense. It's like, what? And then the Shadowken believe the evolutionary mistake cast out by the universe, and which I think is really sad, and I feel sorry for them, to be honest. And then for the next bit was all about Ram's Sikh heritage. I thought that was very interesting, and that's something you don't usually see on a teen show, so I thought that was pretty good, because my brother married into a Sikh family, so I thought that bit was interesting. And then this Shadowken king found April, and then all the parents are finding out about the aliens. I found some of the parents a lot more interesting than the kids, really. And then the cracks in space-time are at Coal Hill, so that's where they need to gather to get April back. And then Quill wants Charlie to get rid of all the Shadowken, because they were the people who've destroyed Quill and Charlie's planet and took over. But Quill was, to Charlie's heritage, Quill was a terrorist, but Quill felt the other side were terrorists and they were destroying Quill's heritage. And then the headmaster needs Charlie to save the planet, but Charlie says no, so Charlie decides to stand up and say, no, just let everybody else die. So I don't understand Charlie, he just seems a bit of a dick. But to be honest, he could do with having a proper chat with the Doctor. It seems like he'd never had a proper chat with the Doctor, all about the being the last of the species kind of chat. So, and then April's connected to her brother's art, then Ram and April doing the soppy mushy stuff, and the whole scene stops while they have a chat. And then there's this electricity between April and her mum, and then the humans are being eaten by flowers. Charlie tries to get a Shadowkin to attack the flowers, and apparently the underneath where the Shadowkin live is pure shadow. Now, in the universe, there are Vashta Narada who live in any shadow and eat people to the bone. So what's happened to the Vashta Narada? Like, they have like the monsters in this class, and they don't relate to what we already know of established law in the universe. It's like, why bother making it a spin-off of Doctor Who if none of it's going to relate to the main show? At least with Angel, when that spin-off from Buffy, it actually did relate to the main show, but this just isn't at all. It's just... I would so much prefer Clara's style Coal Hell and not this new version. And then I like how Quell's really sarcastic and basically saying what all the audience are thinking. Because I don't understand why any of the audience would give a shit about any of these teenagers, because it's all such a cliche. And it just feels like it's all been done. And all the lines of things you've already heard in other teen shows, and it's just boring. And then, so I thought the adults are a lot more interesting, and April's dad, I felt more for him than for April. I found him more interesting. And then, don't turn your back on an angry pole. It's like, is that, I don't know, and probably racist probably isn't the right word, but xenophobic, like, it seemed a bit like, what? The shadows came in, killed the flowers again. No mention of Vashta Narada. And then all the blah exposition at the end, blah, blah, blah. Oh, they're all looking at me. Oh, it's blah, 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 blah. Don't worry, I'm just really bored. And the headmaster, turns out the headmaster was totally in control, and they had all the percentages of what might happen and what might not happen, and who might do this, and it was all a ruse to find out about Charlie and the cabinet. And then April tells her dad to piss off, and she never wants to see him again. And I kind of felt sorry for April's dad. And April's dad earlier, when he was behind the crack, said, "Don't be like me, April," and then she just went ahead and was exactly like him. So she went ahead and was evil and made them destroy things. So she wasn't technically any better. So just one race destroyed a different race than the humans, and she thinks she's like top of the tree for some reason. And that I agree with Charlie that he knows he has some humility, but April didn't have any humility at all. She just thinks, oh, cock of the walk, top of the tree, and the king. So I don't like April. But I just felt sorry for her dad. He's just been chopped out and on his own, and clearly obviously was a shit dad and didn't understand how to deal with his own problems, but then she tells him to fuck off. I really need a break now from there. So this way, I come back another time at another point this weekend with the last 3 episodes reviews. But so far, I hate it. It's an awful show. I just don't get why they connected it to Doctor Who, because it's just no relation to Doctor Who at all, apart from the Doctor turning up in the first episode. Just doesn't feel Who-niversian. Just feels like just a copy of trying to appeal to teenagers. Now, one of my favourite supernatural shows of recent years was The Fades, and that was really good and excellently well acted. And also Being Human was a good supernatural show. But they had original things and interesting characters, and this, apart from Quill and the monsters and the people you're meant to be rooting for in this show, I just don't find interesting in the slightest. Just think they're all cardboard. So this episode, I would give it gets a half mark. So where's my pen? I don't know where I've put my pen, but it gets a 1.5 out of 5. So I hope you have enjoyed this review, and thank you for watching. Yay!